You said a lot, and I've tried to write a few things down. You said that the county has done its due diligence.
No, the county has not quite done all of its due diligence, because we find that where they didn't work with you guys to send out proper notice to advise you guys that a new system was coming into place. We have not seen a disaster recovery plan from you guys or from the county itself. When we tried to sit down with the county auditor and ask basic questions, there's actually a lot of missing data. So like when we were there last time, we showed you, for example, the room itself where the ballots are supposed to be stored and locked. We're missing all of November. And so there's 5 events that statutorily were required to happen that they don't have documented. So that's where we see that Sherburne County is one of the counties that has failed in this regard. And it is unfortunate. And so a lot of the evidence we presented last week on Tuesday in front of Sherburne County, talking about the machines, the process, they completely missed the boat on. And that's one of the simple pieces. There's more to this story, but we're keeping focused on the notice, the public testing, and also the disability rights to be able to have proper training and viewing of the systems before we go into this. And unfortunately, right now, Sherburne County is still in the middle of the upgrades. So there was no way and no intent of actually being compliant with the 6 weeks. And so that leaves a very small window to actually do proper testing of these systems.
That's it.
And then I do have an answer for you in regards to hand count precincts. The Secretary of State of Minnesota actually gives election judge guidelines for hand count precincts. And that starts on their page 55 of the PDF or 49 inside the document itself. And in here, they actually talk how the actual counting the votes happens. And so they start with the first office or question, and then they basically sort the ballots into stacks of 25, and then they add up the stacks and then announce the totals when they finish. And they want you to repeat this procedure until all of the offices or questions have been counted. Typically, when we've timed this for 1,800 ballots, it takes right around 30 minutes per iteration for 1,800 ballots.
Okay, so you've got about, according to my clock, you got about 3 minutes. What can you do for a recap?
Number 1, we don't know what we don't know. 2, it is important to actually take a step back and look at, because of the failures that we've had here in the state of Minnesota, our backup plan is clear that we can go back to hand counting. And 3, we've got to do a better job understanding the law, understanding the process, and especially the equipment. We shouldn't be running to these systems to say, yep, let's do $500,000 every 2 to 3 years. That's just unacceptable. We need better security, better systems, better oversight, and better clarity. And that has just completely failed. And unfortunately, the felony issue is a real issue because that's state statute. Now, who is going to receive that? There's going to be finger pointing across the board. And so I would recommend, I was a mayor of a small town. If I was looking at this, in which we did when we were looking at election rolls, and the same thing was there, where our city said, no, we're not doing it because this is not appropriate for our city. And so we were the only one out of 43 cities that turned our backs on the new system in 2016. So I've been where you are right now.
And Baldwin Township did the same thing. They passed that resolution. I think this was filed there too. Rejected the system. Okay, wrapped up. Sure. Do you want to take the question from the floor, or is that not?
We're out of time, pretty much. You've got 2 minutes.
Thank you so much for the time today. It was good seeing all of you again. Even though I can't quite see everybody, but I've got Eric's face up there, so.
He's a man with a computer.
Right.
Should we answer the question?
these machines, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's only a handful of Dominions and 70 plus of one company and a few of the others.
Yeah, it's something like 3 Hart, 6 or 7 Dominion, and then the rest of the state is ES&S.
Okay, are these machines all questionable?
Yes, unfortunately they are. ES&S, not all the counties are doing their upgrade, and so they're so far back that actually tomorrow I'm going to be raising the alarm in front of Carver County and their commissioners. And this is another conservative county that thought everything was okay, but the evidence that we're presenting to them is that they have a broken system where they're trying to implement a new voter assistive technology, which they didn't announce to the voters, a new Omni ballot system. And they still have this old Windows 7 Server 2008 system, and it's no longer supported by Microsoft. And so they're actually in a world of hurt.
The last part of my question, Rick, is are these machines 100% secure? And if they're not, they cannot be 100% accurate, correct?
2 different questions, but that is a correct statement. I have been able to, for example, the 3 basis machines in Minnesota, I was able to either buy them through county auctions across the United States or on eBay, or just pick them up off of a loading dock. And I've been able to hack all of those machines and reset the admin password and understand the capabilities. Another thing that is sold with a lot of these systems that you guys are blind to is that there's actually a firewall router that's part of this package. Unfortunately, for some of the systems, especially like the 414E, that system is no longer supported by the manufacturer, and so the default VPN is expired, and so they have to just FTP the files up in a plain text, easy to read password that I can easily capture and then re-inject whatever I want.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for coming back.
Yep, no problem. Thank you guys. So,
Remember, a lot more that's not going to last.
yep, I'm sorry about the situation last time. And yeah, so I'm glad you guys are working through that. And I'm glad to have you guys have me back and actually take the time and ask the questions more intelligently. And I'm glad you guys prepared as well. So